Yo, what's going on? You there, Canada Dave?
Yo.
There he goes. I wasn't sure if you couldn't hear me. There you go. What's going on, Canada Dave?
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
What is going on? You good, Dave?
Cool. Yeah, do you hear me?
Yep, we hear you. I was just making sure because you're not saying anything, so I just wanted to make sure.
Cool. Just making sure you guys hear me. I had to turn off something. I had to fix my audio settings. So you guys hear me, though?
Yeah, we hear you, dude. Dude, what
Okay, cool.
It was a horrible beginning.
My bad.
Anyways, what's up? Canada Dave doing AV. This is why I'm here, in case everyone's curious what I do for the podcast. This is what I do. So, Canada Dave
exactly what I do. Help!
Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Canada Dave.
But yeah,
and Dave trying to figure out AV. Oh, the bane of my existence. It's just like...
It's hard out here, man. It's hard.
Just mess with you. What's everyone smoking and dabbing on? Let us know.
Let us know how you're consuming cannabis. I'm excited. I got some rosin here. I'll be dabbing.
Hell yeah.
So.
Me too. Samesies.
Ooh. What are you about to be dabbing on? Which one are you dabbing?
It's called Pinkert's Pie, I believe, or something.
How was it? Curious.
Different. I liked it though. Little gassier, which I really liked. Oh, what's up, Nick? Grow it, Scott. What's going on, fam? T-Dub, my dabbing buddy as always. What's going on? Lume is shutting down. We'll get into that. Not all completely, but they shut down many doors. That's why we wanted to get people to come in.
I actually think one's by you, Nick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they closed down 4, which is, to me, that's big. But we'll talk about that.
They got 30. 4 out of 30 closed.
4 of them closed. Yeah.
Which,
no,
yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to put closing so we could talk about it.
Oh, that's pretty big, man. It's pretty big.
It is big, absolutely. Because we're starting to see these big companies getting affected by the people's choices, rather than just being able to survive off of funds and a lot of money. You know what I mean?
To me, it's exactly. To me, it's like I mean, we'll talk about it to start, and then we'll go into secondary, and then we'll go back and forth. I think throughout, but to me, I think it's huge because it shows that people's opinions are probably being heard, somewhat. And there's more options available. So now that there's more options, people are becoming more knowledgeable on what products they like and what products are quality, what they can afford, what ones they want to go with, and so on and so forth. Word. So the only thing that sucks, I feel bad for the employees that work. I'll be honest. Like it's in your job and you don't have a job and you're unemployed. That I hope you find a job in the industry real quick because there's tons of great companies out there. I think you'll be able to find one. So I do want to say, but it is nice because they're the biggest cannabis in Michigan with over 1,000 employees, retail shops, tons of plants. So I mean, it's a big deal,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They were closing the 4 stores, I believe, for Christmas, Michigan, Sheboygan,
yep,
Bay City, and Southfield. I want to say
Southfield was the one that shocked me, but I thought that would, I mean, not shocked me. I'm glad to hear this, but
Southfield just opened though. Southfield just opened, and I believe they shut because it's just medical now.
Well,
but what's it called? Just opened up in Southfield.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if it's just like certain sales are not going well. You know what I mean? Certain cities are just not doing well, or if it's really that like these popular cities are getting affected by it.
I mean, we were out in Bay City, right? Just recently, and that's actually a little bit about what we talk about in tomorrow's upcoming episode. Our first impression of Bay City. We weren't there all day. We had out Fire CC. Shout out to Brandon and the team over there for a tour of the grow in the retail shop. But there's a lot of choices out in Bay City, Groovy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's dispos. Like you said it. There's like that V where there's like 8-9 dispos within like half a mile. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could literally walk to one a day and hit them if you wanted to. So there's a lot of competition, and that wasn't even all the dispos in the area. There was a bunch that were south and a couple north. You were so. I think competition is going to be on.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. No, definitely. I definitely do think it's going to be. So I think Loom's kind of doomed in. Kind of like, I think they obviously have a lot of money because when you can send out like 30 different stores, and we all know they're associated with Bell Tire. So it's like, when you have money, you have money. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. No, 100%, dude. No, 100% on that. When you have money, you do have money.
yeah,
You're able to expand and build real quick within the industry when there's not many companies out there. But as more and more become bigger, it's harder, like you have more
Yep.
competition in the market. So that's just
Yep, absolutely.
how it would be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
We got a comment saying, T-Dub said, from what I read, they shut those 4 down due to lack of revenue, which, again, that's exactly what it is. It's all a money game. When you're that big of cannabis, every single dollar counts, right? That's the only thing that matters. So if they're seeing that it's downfalling enough where 6 months from now they're going to lose money, they'll shut it down way before they lose any money. You know what I mean? And just move the products around. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. Oh, dude. I mean, if you're not making money in those certain shops, yeah, they're gonna have to focus on other avenues or their other stores to be able to bring in revenue. If you're not bringing revenue, you're eventually going to go out of business. There's only so long you can sustain a business going under. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
So,
absolutely. I mean, do you have? The thing is, to me, like, okay, we're getting a little off topic because we're starting to get into Loom stuff too much, in my opinion, which we can talk about Loom a little bit. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to talk about it because it was big in the news right now, but
before we get into that, I'm about to take a dab. I need a dab here.
yeah,
I'm going to take a dab of some sour grape Motor City Melts. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it.
Nothing.
Yeah, that looks good. Some rosin. Nice. Please join us in rolling something up or dabbing something right now.
Sour grape.
We just wanted to touch on the Loom stuff because they were shut down 4 stores. And, to me, obviously they're not going anywhere yet. But when I saw 4 doors shut down, and I thought they had 20-something. I didn't realize they had 30-something now. So I thought that was just significant to seeing that maybe the people's choices were making, positive impact on the community. Or in this case, just affecting businesses where they're like, wow, we got to shut down stores. So we'll see how it continues, and that's the only reason why I want to bring it up, because I am very curious that if it's just a fluke and it is just revenue, right? Like there's a saying, but no offense. Like after I read that Loom post saying they 3%, that humble brag, I don't believe shit. So I'm just gonna because that's just marketing, dude. I don't even care. Let's see the actions. If a few more shut down, we're seeing a trend. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we wanted to bring it up today. But like Canada Dave said, we are getting into secondary terpenes, and just kind of discussing the difference between primary and secondary terpenes in the beginning here, and then we'll kind of move into secondary terpenes. Like, what's the difference? If you didn't catch last week's Terp Talk, we actually talked about some of the primary terpenes, including like limonene, myrcene. I think we talked about beta-carotene, and stuff like that. There's a couple more I'm missing. What am I missing? Pinene and all the other primary terpenes.
Limonene.
Yeah, I said that one.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, then other than that, you got them all.
Okay, cool. Well, so anyways, just real quick, the differences between the primary and secondary terpenes. And by the way, if you ever have something we talk about, just comment. Let us know. Primary and secondary terpenes. Primary ones are the major influence. They're the ones that affect the look, the taste, the aroma, right? These are the ones that we know, that we connect with those cannabis strains, right? So that's like Canada Dave's Bangarang, for instance. It smells like lemons. It's limonene, right? Duh. Like,
Definitely
you know what I mean? That's the primary terpene. But when we come down to secondary terpenes, I thought they were specific to certain terpenes, but it comes down to their characteristics and how they are with the plant. So the secondary terpenes are underlying, and they accent or add depth and layers to the primary terpenes. So it's like if it mainly tastes like lemon, but you have like an off spicy taste or off something, you might have a certain terpene in there that might have a unique spice. You know what I mean?
Like a beta caryophyllene, but that's a
Well,
primary.
that's a
So that's a bad
primary
example.
terpene. I was thinking more like, what was the one? Actually, I lost it, which it's gone now, which is funny when I restart it. But I read in the article, beginning with an S. Give me a second.
Oh, Sabine.
Sabinine. Yeah, I don't know where mine went, but yeah, that was a unique spicy. And the only thing it's found in is super silver haze. So to me, that was a really unique one. And that's why I want to show a difference. Is sometimes when you have those underlying ones, to me, those can almost be just as important because when they affect that primary terpene, it changes things, right? I mean, what do you think?
100%. No, I would agree with that. I think it does help. I mean, it gives it the effects and gives like it's. I think it says it perfect because the underlying depth into the effects and the taste of what you're feeling. So it's not always just going to be that full citrus, and that's what makes sense when we're tasting something. We're like, what really is it? Right. And you're like looking at 2, 3, 4 different terpenes. You might have one primary and then two small ones, or maybe it's 2 primary and then a couple lower secondary terpenes. Like all that's playing a huge factor when you're tasting your cannabis or you're smelling it. So I think it is important, but most people, including myself, are more familiar with any of the primary terpenes when you're first looking.
Because those are the ones that are associated with the smell. And like even as we talk to people, those are the ones that's what we refer to when we're talking about terpenes, right? Like we're like, oh, that's that blah 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 terp, like that's that spicy terp, right? Like
that's that beta caryophyllene. That's
right. I mean,
myrcene.
Pinene, like pinene's the big one to me because I'll be like, that's pine salt, baby. That's the power of pine salt. So that's what gets me with pine. You know what I mean? So I just think it's really worthy of noting before we get into secondary terpenes. Do you want to get into a couple different examples? No, of some secondary terpenes.
Yeah, we get of the secondary terpenes. So yeah, we'll kick it off with I'm probably gonna butcher this Boronal.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Boronal.
So it says it's a minty aroma, which is actually unique because it has a metallic undertone, which is something you don't think that would be good, but maybe with the mint metallic, maybe it's like that bitey type of mint, almost like a spearmint or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just my example. And then it has it's in multiple hazes.
I wonder if that's in Cushman's.
Maybe. I don't know. Cushman's has got a unique minty taste, but in a couple seconds we're about to talk about eucalyptol, which also could be in there, but that's more of a minty.
And that's our secondary term.
Right.
I like it. Yeah. So interesting.
For example, on Boronal, it has K13 haze, golden haze, and amnesia haze. All have that as an example, so it's probably pretty common in a lot of the hazes, which is unique.
Haze does have a distinct,
right? 100%.
Taste. I'm saying like the whole lineage, like you can tell when it's a haze, like haze. You have all those haze flavor, smell. Maybe it is that specific terpene that's constant in all of them, all the hazes, not just those specific 3.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I hear that. Well, that's kind of the thing when you're doing these. I mean, if it has, when you say haze has a specific taste, right? It's like, super silver haze to me has a very different taste. So I think what you said would make sense because Boronal is in these few hazes, right? Maybe not all the hazes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably in one of the parents that's got passed down to all these hazes. So I could definitely make that make sense. Because super silver haze was the only one that had sabine. So you know what I mean? That's the unique thing about terpenes is the primary and secondary terpenes interaction is the taste to me.
Mm-hmm.
I know they say primary is the taste, but don't you think secondary would affect that? I don't know. That drives me to question.
I think it all plays a factor and helps support the main taste. I don't know if I guess the secondary would play major key, but I still think when
not major. I'm not saying. I'm just thinking like You don't think that would play a factor at all? Like it says
Oh,
that it
I
accents and
factor.
add depths and layers. So to me, it's almost like when you know how we say there's the overtone and undertone. That's kind of I think what I'm trying to figure out is the main flavor, which is usually one of those main distinct. It tastes like grass. It tastes like lemons. It tastes like one of those or citrus. I mean, it tastes very specific. But once you get those like mixes where have you ever seen a strain where it's like all the terpenes are like 1.2, 1. You know what I mean? Where it's more balanced, where all the primary terpenes are balanced and then the secondary terpenes are in there. I always wonder if those give unique tastes because they're so all over.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think with where the industry's going, we're going to know more moving forward from like research and more seeing of the testing results. And we're going to be seeing more terpenes and flavors because like it's hard to tell what secondary terpenes you're actually tasting unless you see the results, like because a lot of these concentrates still just have an image of the flavors you're going to expect or the possible smell and flavor, but without having the secondary terpenes there, it's going to be difficult to be like, yeah, that one definitely is that. Like we know the primaries are in most cannabis strains, like myrcene's in most of them, but it's going to be difficult to know what secondary ones are standing out until we're able to see and taste them or see the results, in my opinion. So I do wish that we had terpenes on everything, but I mean, speaking of terpenes, dab some super grunts. No, maybe
Nice.
sour apple.
Nice.
Yeah, got
Sorry.
some rosin.
It's funny. That's what I lost I couldn't find it, so I had to like go get another rosin.
So which one are you doing now?
The same shit. The pie.
Oh, nice. I am about to be doing the sour apple. I think I said grunts, but I am going with the sour. Did you get the sour apple or no?
No. But think of it. What does it taste like? What do you think?
I'll do a dab for you right now. I'll let you know.
What's up, John? Just thinking of us? Why were you thinking of us? Hopefully because of Terp Talk. I'm just kidding. I'm glad you're here. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all being here. If you could share, like, comment, any of that stuff, anything you feel willing to do, we really appreciate because the social media stuff is crazy. I mean, we're just trying to get some info out there and off some research we did. And I don't know. I think secondary terpenes have to play a factor. It's just like when the mix of all the cannabinoids, right? It has to play a factor. It's just to what degree, right? It's not major influence, but when they're underlying, the more and more I smoke weed, those underlying ones matter. Because I feel like I can almost taste them the more and more I try different weeds. I don't know.
You're going to be a terpologist here in the coming years, I think.
I'd love to take like a terp class. I would love to take a terp class just for my own knowledge.
I will take that with you, Groovy.
Yeah, we got to call Dr. Ethan Russo, which some people like, some people really don't. So.
Yeah, that is true, man. I mean, I think it's an interesting concept because like the whole time we've been talking indica sativa and now we're getting a little bit more into terpenes and now we're getting more into flavonoids, or maybe someone just really curious about high THC percentage. Like there's so much that like the
you haven't even touched
so
the fact that there's how many cannabinoids that we don't know about. So it's like, things like THCO or CBG, CBN. There's like this much research, like, right, it's just happening. So like where the future of cannabinoids and terpenes play a factor will be known. Hopefully, eventually.
Just ripping this dab, man. I've been dabbing so much, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. You're welcome to the.
I think I'm
good side.
I think I'm gonna squish some of my apples and bananas.
Your what?
See how that goes. Apples and bananas.
Nice.
Contact Young Terps, dude. I wish. Does someone have this number? I would love to have
contact Young Terps.
T-Dub.
Jesus.
I speak Terpenese. If we could have him on, that'd be awesome. It's been 2 years since he was last seen on video, probably. We need to get him back.
He's probably doing too much of that asinine, meaning acid.
I
No,
kind of want to try it.
you know how to try acid? Really? Come on.
Asinine. That terpene sounds good.
LSD-anine? Hell yeah. He said, thinking about
Hell
a
yeah.
pot
I mean,
and you guys talking about it. Just had a frank talk with my brother becoming medical with his back. He recently tried edibles and they work for him. Well, good for your brother. And that's the thing, man. There's alternative medicines and cannabis is one. And I think plant medicine is something that big business and big pharma only bag on because it hurts their pocketbooks, not because it doesn't work. So I'm glad to see another one join the herbal team, if you will.
100% holistic medicine, baby. Gotta love it. I mean,
oh,
at
I'm
least
alone
try
on
it.
IG. Shit.
You know, like,
oh, you've been blank this whole time. Look at that. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah. I just think
Dave's
everyone should have
remote
at least the
today.
access to try cannabis for medicinal.
Right.
No matter, like, if you're not legal, ever be at least medical. Everyone should be able to have the access to be able to try it instead of any pharmaceuticals, any pain pills. Like, we've seen the studies on pills. I mean, long-term use of pills destroys your body, your kidneys, your liver, everything. Like, it's not good to take pills constantly, but with cannabis, there's so many other sources you can go with. Your oils, your edibles, topicals, flour, obviously your vapes, everything. So it's just, that's awesome to hear that. That's awesome to hear that, John. I'm glad. Hopefully he goes with it and more people try to go for medical. I mean, everyone should be able to at least try their cannabis, medicinally.
True. 100%, man.
I mean,
you're dead on.
It helps me with a lot of stuff personally. So, totally for it.
100%.
So,
boy. Well, before we get into some other these secondary terpenes, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor.
Oh shit. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, brother. I can do it today, brother. It's good. I got it.
You got it? Cool.
I got you, bro. Why not? Because honestly, I just hit the wrong button. So maybe I don't have it. Whoops. No, that's funny. Sometimes I'm not, these buttons they don't make sense to me all the time. So yeah, no, I just wanted to show some love to our sponsor before we hop back in. Cause I've got like 3, 4, 5 more examples of secondary terpenes we're going to talk about.
And we got a great statement.
Just want to show them some love
from a breeder.
So shout out to D&K Growers. Do you prefer quality over quantity at an affordable price? Do you like craft cannabis? Check out D&K Growers out of Lansing, Michigan at www.dnkgrowers.com. Everyone deserves great flower at an even better price. Located at Great Lakes Holistics in Kalamazoo. You can also find them at Wellbuds and Ypsilanti. Check out that Sour Animal, Cushman's, and all those other fire genetics. Appreciate y'all.
Yep. Shout out DNK. Shout out
DNK.
DNK. But I just wanted to go into a comment real quick.
Yeah, please.
Grow with Scott. As a breeder, secondary terpenes definitely help guide my decision making.
See?
So that's
now,
awesome.
May I ask why?
Thank you for that input Scott? There. Yeah, that's a good question there, Groovy.
I appreciate it because I'm curious as a grower because I'm not, I just kind of do it as because like Dave said, I really do fucking love me some dabs, and I am a terpologist, man. I do dabs. Like, I just like dabs. I just prefer dabs even to flower. Like, I don't know what my problem is. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Dabs,
what
dabs
up?
Got you by the
What's
heart.
up, Berg? What's going on, fam? What you smoking on today?
You heat on that?
Yo.
I forgot I had it in there. I hate when you have some just left over, and then I didn't clean it. So,
dude, it's okay, man. I forgot to even add you to the IG today. So, shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the Groovy Cast, and
yeah, it's pretty much.
Brought out the sax. You should have brought out the sax. It just would have been you and the dope.
I'd been like, I don't know. I'm just gonna play it for an hour. I'm just gonna Just give me lo-fi beats and I'll just improv bullshit. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm winging it.
Speaking of lo-fi
What's
beats,
up, Hi again?
I saw
What
you.
smoking on?
I saw you shared something off topic. I used to listen to that playlist all the time. It's the one that I take copy
Oh yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
listening.
yeah, yeah. The lo-fi chill beats study playlist getting
Yeah.
offline. Yeah, that sucked. It's silly, but I mean it's been almost 900 days straight, and then YouTube's gonna be like hit them with copyright. I wonder what the song was.
Well,
I want to know what the song was that ruined it all for everyone. I'm looking at
I
you.
do too. I do too.
Like that's how I used to smoke my weed. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. Berg smoking
I've
some
listened to that stuff in the
RS1
morning.
from MI Terp Farms. Dabs have stolen
Nice.
my heart as well, Groovy. See? I don't know what it is, man. Flower is great. Don't get me wrong. Love me some flower. But just something about like getting right into that flavor just got me, you know?
Hey, understandable,
So
man.
but
I think I've been dabbing more than smoking 3 days.
snaps. Snaps. I'm happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. Very happy.
Like, so I've been dabbing. But it's nice, though, because I've been dabbing a lot of rosin, which is what I've enjoyed. So
Right on.
can't complain. So
Okay, so I just want to get into some of these secondary terpenes because that's what we're talking about today. We want to do some education, talk some cool stuff. So pull this back up. Boom. Fight all. Now, this is the one thing I'm not exactly sure what flora means. Flora notes.
I was thinking flora,
I didn't
like floral.
actually. It should. I mean, right? Don't you think?
That's
When that-
That's exactly what I'd be going with. It's
It
almost
says
spelled like
it says habanero heat fruity. No. See, maybe they just spelled it wrong.
it's gotta be floral.
Yep, a particular of this flower of this scent that leaves it quite a different from flowers.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make that's what they said, flora. So, but they gave us an example. It said Blue Dream and Sour Diesel, and that's the undertoning, like the undertones in those, which I thought was unique because I never would put Blue Dream and Sour Diesel in the same category when it comes to flavor at all.
Well, and they also mentioned cheese too. So it's like a very
that's like just picking random
law.
weed. Like what?
Because to me, all those you taste like Blue Dream, like got so outplayed. Like that strain was like, I don't know, not cross, but everyone just grew Blue Dream for a while. I felt like in Michigan, that's all you saw at every dispo. It was Blue Dream,
Dude,
all the
I'm over
time.
Blue Dream. I don't even like Blue Dream that much, man. Like, unpopular
And that's
opinion,
more
but
of
I don't like Blue Dream.
a sativa,
It's just,
but not a fan of it.
I'm not a fan of
I'd
it.
rather go Sour Diesel all day if I had to choose out of those two strains. And cheese.
Cheese, I could do some cheese genetics all day, every day, like straight up. Well, maybe it's exaggerating, but I definitely could do it once a day. Like if I always had cheese, you know me, man. I love me some UK
I
cheese,
know.
for real.
Crazy.
We got a couple other ones, so we'll talk about it. Eucalyptol, like I was saying earlier with the other,
Menthol,
Brenol?
minty scent.
This is cooling mint. So this is like eucalyptus. Whoa, go figure, right? It said in Girl Scout cookie, AC/DC, and headband. Again, I don't know. Maybe Girl Scout cookie and headband a little bit, but not really even, you know? So that's what's interesting about these secondary terpenes is there's like, I mean, that's what it's in the definition, right? It doesn't have to do with scent and flavor, so it doesn't really have to do that with that association. They are just going to be random strains that support those primary terps.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Wow. Cannabis. It's weird, man. So deep.
Hey, I mean, we're slowly going to continue realizing more information as industries continue opening up, more research is done like that. So even a lot of these terpenes, there's still not even a lot of information on some of these secondary terpenes. There's like a couple little paragraphs, even on Google, you'll even look into it. There's not much. More on the primary for sure.
It's more on just kind of like the basics, like what is it? What is it associated with? Whether it be some type of herb,
smell, and then we'll give a couple strains that it's in.
That's it. Because I think up until now, terpenes have primarily been used for flavoring. So like, you know, outside of cannabis, right? So to me, that's kind of the big difference. Like that's all there is, because that's all there ever has been a need for it. Right now we're learning there might be benefits. To me, I know some people believe in it, some people don't. But I like the entourage effects. Like, I think it truly is a mix of cannabinoids, THC, you know, honestly, the grow, you know, it's like the whole phenotype in general. You know, it's not just about genetics. It's not just about, this is going to be unpopular opinion, because some people they are like science. And I do support science in a tenfold. I am a science person. But when I experience cannabis, there is the psychological effect, an aspect. So that's, you know, why I do like the entourage effect. So, and I think primary terps play a factor, you know, and these secondary terpenes must affect it. So,
I think it all plays a huge factor, and that's something that we both, you know, would have to agree on. It's not just the highest THC. We say it all the time, you know. I'd rather go for something that's a little bit lower, a little bit more flavorful. I feel like you get a full body experience, maybe outer mind experience, like just everything clicks is that go to. Like, okay, I mess with this. I like this. So I think I'm still like tuning in what I like best, what I don't like. I mean, there's certain strains that I don't even want to try or even smell, you know. I'd be like, nah, I'm good. And then most I do though. So
who does it? Okay, let me ask something. Everyone needs to tell me right now. Do you use your smell to dictate what you smoke? Or do you use THC? Because I think that, to me, I have to smell it, right? To me, that's what excuse me. So, like, I have to smell everything before I'm like this, right? That's my first thing I say, can I smell it?
I would like to smell it, but I feel like most time you don't even get the chance nowadays for a lot of product, unless the jar is deli style. It's not pre-packed for flower, and sometimes they don't even open up the concentrate boxes when you ask. They open up one of them, you know.
Right.
I feel like they should always have one at least showing.
No, but I'm
obviously
like,
use the consumer.
How do you buy
window
cannabis?
That, you know,
Dave, like when you go in, like what are the deciding factors when you buy cannabis? You know what I'm saying?
Price,
THC, and then smell.
THC is like,
for me.
Yeah, THC is like last. It's not one of the first things I'm looking at, to be honest.
It's one of them. If it was like 2%,
I don't want the look. Yeah, okay. If I don't, yeah, in that aspect, yeah. But if I'm looking for like a 2-to-1 pre-roll or 1-to-2 pre-roll, I don't mind if it's a little bit lower THC and higher CBD. You know, like that's something I'd be looking for. I'm anywhere, you know, 21, 22, 23% is cool. 19, 18% cool. But I would like to see more terpenes on info. But smell would be the main, full circle. Smell would probably be the main thing.
Yeah, and that's mine. Is like I really do it's smell. Like I'll Toucan Sam that all day. You definitely taste the secondary terpenes in dabs for sure, says Growwood Scott. So here's my thing. So maybe that's why I'm addicted to knowing these undertoning, because I always call it the overtone and the undertone. Like if you ever watch our reviews, that's what I referred to flavor. It's almost like the flavor that you get when you're holding it in, and then that little taste right after it's all gone. You know?
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's so obvious, but see, that's interesting that you can taste secondary terpenes in there. And I wonder if that has to do either with the combustion that happens in cannabis, or if it has to do with, like, you know, the way it embers, or the fact that the plant matter adds a different flavor. You know what I mean? So you don't taste it as much. Because I feel like it's more just like, you know how weed, you know, to me, that's why I think the difference between dabs and weed is like you can smoke like a Cushman's and get a little bit of that Cushman's flavor. Or you can take a dab and just get all that Cushman's flavor. You know? That's really the only difference. Like, their flavors are the same if you get this right phenotype you're looking for, right? So, 100%. It comes down to the latter.
It makes sense for you. It makes sense. I mean, you are about the reviews. I think we discussed that in the High Times reviews too. on some of our flavors when we were doing the exhales, and you are tasting the product.
Right.
That's a thank you. I have good info on that, Scott. Or grow with Scott.
So
Yeah,
man,
I
that's
would agree with
that's.
Tito.
Do
I
you
smell
ever
dabs every time I make. What?
go ahead? You can say
No,
Tito's
no,
statement.
go.
No, I was gonna
Do you
say,
ever?
as a grower, like you're usually looking for genetics. You know what I mean? It's really cool to hear Scott talking about like looking into different terpenes, right, affecting the plants. Does
Yeah, I'm
that
usually looking at. I like to look at the smell and taste, but I usually look at the bud structure, stuff like that, how it grows, and other
yield,
aspects.
like
Yeah,
yield,
that's if you're gonna keep it in your rotation or not.
right?
But there's there's a lot of factors that go into it, and I'm not a breeder. Maybe one day come up with our own line, Groovy.
Yeah, my king of
Uh,
weed.
Here we go. There we go.
So I
But I
mean,
was
we
just
have
gonna
a
say,
cup.
T Dub
Go ahead.
was saying he smells dabs if he doesn't know the strain. Is that something you do, Groovy? So if he doesn't know the
Um,
strain, he's gonna want to smell it. Like I would personally, I'd like to
so
do, but
smell,
sometimes I don't
looks,
even.
bud structure, trichromes, all factors to me. Um, I was to smell up dabs every time I make a purchase too. I never bought the strain. If I never bought the strain, that's kind of what it is, right? And my big thing to that T Dub is, I feel you, but even so, like if I've had the strain before, I try to smell it because I want to see if it even matches. Because sometimes if you're like, for me, it's even worse when I'm like, I want to get some glue, right? For example, and then I go to get some glue and it tastes like not glue. You know what I'm saying?
He's like
I
pine.
absolutely can't stand when you get, or something even worse to me is that the smell doesn't match the taste, right? So these are all determining factors. Like so when I smell something and if it doesn't smell like the strain then that I know it to smell like, to me that's even a bigger red flag because that means that they're just like pumping out. Like that's not even matching, you know. So I kind of take that to that next level, I guess, with obsessive. You know, that's why sometimes you'll love the flower but not the concentrate. Interesting, interesting. I'm sure that goes vice versa as well. So, yeah, that makes sense completely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that makes sense, I feel you.
I feel secondaries are really pronounced when you dab. Yeah. The more we're talking about it, that would make sense,
Well,
in my opinion. Because sometimes even when you're smoking, you still get plant taste, plant matter. You're not getting the full terpene like you were saying with the mints. Like, I mean,
yeah,
doing the extraction, that the whole point is to get the essential oils from the plant. You're extracting all of it, like either the butane, and then if you're making the water hash, I mean, that's straight.
yeah,
That stuff's
yeah.
all solventless. Like, so
Well, and by
well, how is it?
definition, primary terpenes are the main flavor, so those would pop through when you're growing cannabis, especially because the amounts are lower, right? That's literally what it
Mm-hmm.
is. It's concentrate. That's why we get these large terpene amounts. Flour is not
Compared
going to
to
have
your
that. You're
flower,
never going to
yeah,
taste. I mean, could you imagine a 19% flour? Like what? Like, so I think
15%.
there also is that point that there isn't as many terps in flour as well. So you're going to only get the main ones, not all the underlying ones, because between plant matter and primary terps, and did they grow it right, you might not even get the primary terps.
Well, yeah, you got the whole curing process and all that. Because if it tastes
Yep.
like, hey, they cured it bad, I mean, you're not getting any terp flavor on that. You're getting
Yeah.
none. So
Yep. 100%.
that's unfortunate. That'd be unfortunate.
John said cold dab and toke while heating it, get a real terpene hit. I've been hearing a lot about cold dabs,
Cold dabs.
cold starts. Yeah, for sure. What's up, Aim Hill Brand? What's up, Jessa Pratt? What's going on? What y'all smoking on, dabbing on? I think that might have something to do with it.
Mm-hmm. We haven't. The only cold dabs I think I did was that dab tab, and that's like heck.
Which one was
Remember
that?
those dab tabs? the dab tab, you put like some tab in your banger, and then
Oh
you
God,
heat it up.
boo.
Boo on
Those
the dab
were
tab, or
yeah.
yeah. Those that was like a cold start. And that's why I haven't tried it. Because like after that, it was like what?
But that had
Um,
something sealing it in to stay like that, right? And that was only because those dab
it's so
pens with the
weird.
portable things were like around. But once like 510 pens and all these different dab pens took over,
Hmm.
those kind of went away. And now, especially with Puffcos, and now they got the even more travel size ones. So it's like, why would I take this shitty thing where it's like you gotta go like this and scrape it off? Where now you can just take something a little bigger and it's like a nice, just like a dab rig, you know?
Hmm.
So
Speaking of dabs, I think I'm about to take another dab.
I'm with it. I'm with it. All right,
All
how's
right,
everyone else smoking and dabbing on?
everyone, take a puff or dab yourself up. Oh,
I just did this earlier. I lost the dabs too, and then I went to find it.
man,
I just
I
lost
got
it.
the dabs over here.
Well, the whole table's black. I'll be right
Man.
back.
He's as soon as we get off, he's gonna see both of them right like to the corner or the left or right of his leg. You'll see both of them when we're done. It'll be
Oh,
hilarious.
I'm just a fucking mess. Like
No, I was just making a joke. I was just saying at the end of this, you're literally when it's just me and you, it's gonna be at the court. It's gonna be right at your knees at the left or right on your table. I was just making a joke.
I don't see it. I don't know. Whatever. I got some other. I'll find it. I just did it, so it's somewhere.
Yeah.
Is everyone dabbing
Yeah.
down?
You doing that pie stuff?
No, I just told you I lost that.
Oh, so which one are you doing now?
Now this is grape guava rosin.
Grape guava.
Yeah, this was the
Okay,
one she
okay.
sold me on the way out, which I didn't plan on buying, but it turned out to be a pretty good buy. I really didn't like their other concentrate, so was kind of shocking. I'm not gonna bag on them. I want to try another one before I talk this up. You know, I want to just have one and be like, it was so good.
Right.
It was all right though. So
sense.
I'm gonna try another strain of it, and then if it is, because that's what I realized. Well, when I used to just be like, oh, it's great the first time around, then I have another strain, I'd be like, oh no, what did I say? Now it's like, we'll see.
Yeah.
Pump the
No, that's why we
brakes.
always say you gotta try the brands more than once. Even if it's a bad one,
Cheers,
it
everybody.
could just be a bad product.
Cheers, Ken Dave.
Cheers, dog.
I haven't tapped my camera. I don't know if that was good for the lens. We got Headbanger from Archive in the comments. Nice, T-Dub. I like to see that.
Yeah, right. Let me see that.
I like to move it. And actually, one of these
Girl
dabs
Scout
is technically, I
cookie,
think,
Uncle
from
John.
Archive. Because isn't Play an Archive company?
It said it. I think
That's
it's
what it said. Well, that's what I was
underneath
told.
of it.
That's
Yeah,
what it said, so
archive. Yeah,
hopefully we weren't
yeah,
lied to.
produced by archive.
You know?
Cheers, everybody. Who's taking a dab as we speak?
Hey, oh yeah. Team dab. Only Groovy can hit and lose wax after he hit the live. Yeah, I haven't even moved. That's what blows my mind. It's like, well, there's a lot of
That's
under
my good buddy
desks.
over
There's
there.
a couch. There's another desk. There's another mixer. We have a bunch of crap. So it's like it could have rolled anywhere, but it's in this facility.
He'll find it though.
Yeah, I know I will. I'll obsess over it. Don't you worry.
He'll find it. Don't
John
you
just
worry.
typed cough, cough, cough. Fantastic. I heard it in my
I
head.
love it. That was a good. Been digging rosin at the beginning. I love me some rosin.
I really
So
do.
flavorful.
That discount was nice. Got some extra rosin. And
Yeah, did anyone get any good 710 dabs or 710 dabs? Good deals on 710? Because we got, what was it, 40% off on that rosin groovy you got? That you picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a pretty good deal. $30 a gram rosin out
Actually,
the
I'll
door.
pull that. Did anyone get any good Canada deals lately? Drop them around in the comments.
Yeah, the 40% rosin that you got. $30 for a gram of rosin. Pretty good.
Yeah, I keep weed maps, when you go to the details, you can kind of like look. I just go and look at different menus and different.
Yeah, how do you do it, Groovy? You're asking about how I look when I'm buying product. How do you go about shopping? Because
Well,
you usually find some good dab deals.
Like I said, because dabs can be expensive, and the same ones are down in different areas. That's why I don't understand when places don't run deals, because there's tons of dispos nowadays. But sorry, that was gonna cough.
Good.
That dab hit me. Holy shit. Whoa. Wow. Shit.
Wow.
Whoa, there goes my thought falling down a well.
Oh,
What the fuck was I saying? What'd you ask? Oh, when I'm buying bud, or when?
No, yeah. How do you go? What's your process of going through when you're going through your deals or buying your tabs?
I use weed maps, but I go to the detail
My
section.
thoughts going down.
I go to the detail section. I don't know. That's all I had. My thoughts going on. It's just like, wow. So,
Wow.
you ever just feel a thought slipping? You're like, no. So, anyways,
yeah.
Thanks, weed. Brought to you by cannabis.
Short-term memory loss. What?
Yeah. No, but weed maps and then detail section, and actually going through the details, because in the deal section it never says shit. You got to go to the details. And then if I think it's like too good to be true, sometimes I'll double check the website. If I'm like, this is the one I'm gonna go after, sift through the bullshit on the quick app, and then.
Do you ever call to make sure the deal's actually active? Because I've seen a lot, where weed maps, the deals aren't updated. Like
That's
they're
what I
there,
just said.
but the product. Oh, okay.
If you really think it's a too good to be true deal, I check the site, or like you said, I'm thankfully, like the ones that I tend to go to, I know those deals are up to date because I go there often, right? But sometimes it's just experience, right? And seeing if they use their weed maps. And then from there, it's otherwise using their sites. I mean, dude, you just got to do some research, right? You just don't go to the dispo just to go to the dispo. I do that too. We do that too. So when we're just bored to pick up some infused pre-rolls or something, like on a road trip, or just like, take a stop.
Remember that?
I mean?
We tried that. What's it called? Infused pre-roll.
I'm just saying, when I mean road trip, I mean like all of those dispo runs where we go check out places. When we're on road trips, we get random shit just to try different dispos. Can't go in and buy like a quarter every time.
No. I don't know. I always have a weird thing where I'm like, damn, I feel weird if I go into dispo and don't buy it. But
Justin Sheldon says, buy from a small local farmer. Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you have a local caregiver and you know them and you can, you know what it is. I seriously think dispos are more about convenience, man. But convenience is a huge factor. Look at how many convenience stores there are. There's no shortage. That upsell of convenience works. Like, that's all it takes. That's why I don't understand all this, like, fuck the MCMA. Essentially, it's like, I don't understand all this hate against different groups. So anyways, thanks, Justin. And T-Dub says, I go to each dispo's website and see who has wax deals. What days? See, my man, you do the research too. See, because you know what it is. With wax,
and then you save
you go in one day. Well, dude, you can go in one day for a gram of wax, and it's $55 of one brand, right? And then you go to said other store, it's only $35, right? Or then you go to another store, and they do 4 for $100, and you're like, what? Sometimes the pricing I don't even get,
Damn. That's like really out there. I mean, those are...
Dude, I've seen 45 and 25 and then 5 for 100 deals for the same stuff, so sure, maybe it's a little bit later, but you're still talking $20 a gram. It just depends on the dispo, depends on the area, depends on so many things.
Hey, that's true.
That's what wax is, though. It's crazy like that. That's how it's sold. I feel like the prices are starting to drop, and I'm seeing that with all this new rosin coming out. Because you're starting to see a lot of like $50 a gram rosin. You know what I'm saying?
Looks and smells good.
Yeah, it's a little more sappy, right? Because standards of quality rosin has gone up, right? Because you got like nicotine and Frankie Cannoli, right? You know, that passed away. So you got these people that like really took it to the next level, right? So there is quality rosin out there. So, but I think when rosin first hit the market, everyone was like, boom. It's the same thing with live resin. Whoa, live resin. Wow. They were like $85 a gram. None of us knew any better. You know what I mean?
I mean, that was like when Shatter and Crumble hit the market.
Right. They just did it because it was new.
Slabs of
Once
Shatter.
you lose that new factor, then they just, you know, now that we have so many different concentrates, it just is what it is. Now it's on to the next thing, which they're trying to do a bunch of different drinks or dissolvables, right? Everyone's trying to be more unique now. So.
Well, you're kind of seeing it with flower prices. Flower prices is dropping too. The price per pound is dropping drastically here in Michigan. So we're going to continue to see it, and I think that's where eventually there'll be like a stop where you're not going to go below, but your quality is going to have to outstand or outshine the other brands if you're going to try to pay if you want a premium for that quality. Right, there are going to be those brands that you will pay a premium because it is going to be quality.
John says
those brands.
He's like, I pay $180 in shipping for 28 grams of shatter. Comes with one big puddle of wax flavor. See? And if you know someone who processes like that or grows and does stuff like that, that's tight. You know what I mean? A lot of people have to go to the dispo because, you know, some people grow, but not everyone processes their shit. You know what I mean? So I think wax is harder to find than flour. And then, I mean, if you go to, what's it called?
Quality wax.
Farmers market.
I'll say.
Yeah, good statement. You know, right? You can still find qualities on the streets. You can still find qualities in the dispo. You just got to kind of look around because there's garbage on the streets and there's garbage in the dispo.
100%, dude. Yeah.
T-Dub just said I haven't hit shatter in years.
Not much. Must be more fun, more batter. Or sauce and diamonds if I'm dabbing, but preferably resin.
What did you say? Preferably.
I was thinking of preferably rosin.
Oh, well, yeah.
But I've been doing a lot of batter. I haven't done shatter either, really, not much.
Well, you only stock up when it's rosin.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're more or less just buying it every once in a while, and you have it around a little bit.
Yeah, I am enjoying what I have right now.
You know,
got a nice little mini pack, I should say.
The price is nothing dropped, but corporate cannabis trying to push small farmers out. You know, corporate cannabis is always corporate anything is always gonna hate on the small guy of anything. So this is just like for some reason, like monopolies tend to happen, and it's bullshit. So that's why I'm glad we have like movements like don't support the MCMA. You know, don't buy that shit. I mean, if you know, like that's all I can say. If you can do that, avoid it. If you really have to for some reason, like I don't know what that reason may be, so you can't get any other bud, you know, I hope you can home cultivate and get away from it. You know, that's all I can say.
Yeah, that's what's awesome about Michigan.
Or check another dispo because there's MCMA product or other shit that besides that shit. So I don't know.
Yeah, especially.
I just always try to be understanding, but I don't really have it anymore for me. Nowadays, there's so many other brands. It's like there's no excuse. There's so many events. There's so many things.
There is, and the industry is just growing here in Michigan. Big.
All right.
I do want to give a reminder. We will not be going live this Saturday for the Wake and Bake. 9 a.m. So catch us live next Tuesday at 4:20, or not 4:20, geez, 7:10. We'll be releasing our episode at 4:20 EST tomorrow. And
Hold
then
on.
also
Jimmy Touchdown asked us. Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. Finish the statement. This was a random statement.
Was it?
Dude, who is Doggy Style Dan over at Curaleaf? I have no idea, but you're killing me. That's hilarious. What? Is this someone's name? Who's Dan? I don't even know who you're fucking talking about. I mean, not a fan of Curaleaf, but don't know who Doggy Style Dan is. I thought that was hilarious.
Doggy Style Dan. No, we haven't talked to Curaleaf. Curaleaf's here, isn't that? Aren't they? Christ,
what's up?
I was like, Curaleaf's here in Michigan. But then I was like, nah, Cresco is. So I didn't know. I'm not 100%.
I'm not sure.
I'll have to check that out.
Wow, it's 8:10 already. Shit.
Yeah.
8:12.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's how I sum it up.
Oh, I
Pretty
didn't
much
even
appreciate
realize.
everything.
Sorry, I was still like reading comments and going hard in the paint here. So thanks. I didn't even get your summing up. Sorry, man. Thanks for
No,
everyone
you're good.
commenting. We appreciate you.
Yeah, everyone tune in. If it's your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button. Um, Follow us wherever. We appreciate it. Much love. I want to say
Yep.
shout out to all the Patreon followers and subscribers so
Yep.
far. Thank you. And we will be down at CannaCon next week, Friday and Saturday in Detroit. So if you're going to CannaCon, definitely hit us up. We'll link
We'll
up,
be there.
maybe meet outside, chat, smoke, whatever. But we will be there. So hit us up. We still will be going live next Saturday. We'll be going to CannaCon. So
You mean that Saturday of CannaCon we will be. This next
yeah.
coming up Saturday we won't be. So, yes. We're
Yeah,
only
correct.
taking the one
Yep.
Saturday off. So,
Yep, correct.
yep. Oh shit. That's
Um,
funny.
Groovy, where can they find you at? Where can they get your music? Where can they listen to your music?
At Groovy music. 2 E's, no Y. Sorry, Canada Dave disappeared there for 2 seconds. That's what when you said that I was like, whoops, lost you. It's all good. Just
I'm
do
out.
your thing.
I'm out.
No, but it was funny. I was like, as soon as you announced me, he was like, Dave's gone. I was like, whoops. Uh, but Groovy, if you're looking to check out my music, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube. I try my best to do all these socials, but it's a lot by myself. So I'm trying. But Facebook, Instagram, you can usually find the links and hit the bio and IG. That's my social I use a lot. But check it out there. I'll be playing a show after CannaCon on the 23rd. If you're still down in Detroit, I'll be going to the Tangent. Starts at 9. I don't know what my set time is. I'll let y'all know if you want to support. I'm trying to play a festival, do a competition thing. I've never done all that, so it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to come out and support, I appreciate you. Either way, just trying to have fun.
Go Groovy.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then more to be announced
Scott,
later.
100%.
I have more to be announced later, so please check me out. And then Dave, where can they find your killer plants?
Just Canada Dave. Search Canada Dave. But shout out to Scott. Homegrow is where.
And your website, CanadaDave.com. Killer
Yeah.
blogs. What'd you say? You were breaking up.
Killer Blogs. Scott mentioned grown. It's where it's at, and I 100% agree.
Oh yeah.
When states are real quick, states are cannabis or wasn't cannabis, and they don't have home grows.
Yeah, dude. I prefer Canada Dave's product over anyone else's product. So
appreciate that, but appreciate that.
big facts.
Much obliged, sir. Much obliged.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll have to link up.
But you don't make rosin, so
Not yet. Nah, probably not. Maybe. Who knows? Find somebody. But yeah, appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. I'm just dragging on now, so appreciate it. Check out tomorrow's new episode. It's with me and Groovy. We discuss Laura Ingram, Bay City, our tour of a facility, grow, retail shop, and more. It's a pretty jam-packed episode, so check that out. Drops at 4:20, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your music, or you can catch the video on YouTube. So much love. Again, thank you. We'll see you all next Tuesday at 7:10 Eastern live. And hope you guys all have a great week, great weekend. Smoke good and be safe.
Yeah.
Other than that, Groovy.
And as always, we're here to advocate,
Educate.
and inspire.
Until next time, y'all.
Peace.